What's up everyone, and welcome back or welcome. This is your first visit. My name is Matt. On this channel I review brand new cars. Today I'm at Jack Hanania Chevrolet in St. Augustine, Florida, taking a look at this brand new 2026 Chevy Tahoe. Now this particular one is the LS trim, which is a base model 4-wheel drive with a couple of features added to it. And today I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, technology, and of course the test drive. So if you like watching more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and now let's get back to this. So could this be the best large SUV on the market? We're going to take a deep dive and find out. The one thing that really sets it apart, that it comes standard with the V8 engine. But before we get to all the specs and features of it, let's take a look at the exterior design. And that looks like a proper SUV. I like the squareness of it with the front end that Chevy introduced last year, and that includes the LED lights, daytime running lamps, and of course the headlamps. We have the air curtains on the sides, you can see the pass-through, and we have this large chrome trim going all across the entire front end. Black Chevy bow tie, front-facing camera, and the shiny black grille. Let's pop the hood open and let's see that standard V8. And that is a 5.3-liter Ecotec V8 producing 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission with a 4-wheel drive on this particular one. So considering that all of the competition went to a 6-cylinder engine, this makes it stand out in the crowd. We have the hood struts on both sides, some sound insulation, and we're definitely going to check out the ride quietness and the comfort of the ride at the end of this video. But before we do all the fun stuff, let's talk about the dimensions. So it is 81 inches wide without the mirrors, 75.8 inches tall. We have a total length of 211.3. It's wheelbase, it's 120.9, and the vehicle weighs 7,600 pounds. Now it is a large SUV. The couple added options on this particular one is this 22-inch wheel package. I like this blackout wheels. The size of the tires are 275 by 50 on 22-inch rim, and in my opinion it's a must add as far as the increased size on the wheels, because it comes standard with 18s, which makes this vehicle looks almost comical with the size of it. Now we also have this blackout package. Well, here, let's the sticker. So we have the 22-inch high gloss black wheels, dark essential package, and the max trailering package. Total MSRP on this one, $70,275, but I'm pretty sure there are some discounts on it. Now what else we have? We have the fully loaded mirrors that includes the side view camera, blind spot assist, a fixed side steps. We have the proximity entry system on all 4 doors, allowing you to just push this button to lock or unlock this vehicle. And then moving on to the back, you'll see the width of this vehicle. That's full glory. We have the LED light setup right here, and also a trailer hitch allowing you to tow up to 8,200 pounds. Blacked out Tahoe badge, rear view camera, black Chevy bow tie. As far as the gate, it opens separately, the glass opens separately, and the gate opens separately if you wanted to. And then inside you have 26 cubic feet of total storage behind that third row seat. Also is a 110 volt power outlet, more storage underneath this floorboard, and then you can also fold down the seats, of course. That 26 goes into 73 cubic feet with the third row seat folded down, and 123 cubic feet with all seats folded down. And here's how it looks with all seats folded down. Now the third row seat, the passengers have their own cup holders and the USB type C ports up on top. And there's ventilation for all 3 rows, as well as the illumination. There are LED lights all over. If you're looking for the spare tire, it is actually mounted underneath the vehicle. So let's get inside. I'm going to try to get in the third row seat to see how much room there is. And in order to get to the third row seat, we have this kind of antiquated system. You pull on this lever twice, that seat tumbles forward, allowing you plenty of room to get inside of this third row seat. And right here, I have plenty of room. Now the seats are on the firmer side, and they're cloth, so it's a different feel. Now if I put the seat all the way back, let's see if I'm going to be able to fit inside. I can still fit. However, I am resting my knees at the backs of this seat. Now I can move it just a little bit forward, maybe an inch or so. Still have enough room, but definitely larger than any of the mid-size SUVs. And of course, the second row seat, no issues here as far as the roominess. Look, I have several inches in front of my knees, plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder rooms, so definitely can enjoy the space in the second row seat. By the way, I'm 6 feet tall, and this front seat is adjusted to my regular driving position. Let's continue this interior tour from the rear door panel. Now, we have some soft touch materials, which is really nice, and that includes the armrest, and we have some simulated wood grain and shiny black and some aluminum trim. Now we have more storage at the bottom here, 2 shelves, if you will, and then on the inside, these are cloth seats. This is base trim, so that's why I have the cloth seats on this one. They're kind of firm. Looks fairly durable. I'm not sure how they hold up. And then we have this armrest with 2 cup holders and a little bit of like phone storage. And then moving on, right in the middle console, you have the ability to control your own climate settings for the rear passengers. We also have the 2 USB type C ports and another regular household outlet. Now the floor is flat and both seats have a little bit of storage. If you're looking for the vents, they're actually up on top, as well as the illumination. So let's see what's going on in the front. We're going to start with the sound of the closing door. Not bad. We'll do it again from the inside and continue right here in the front. Same setup as in the back, but we have an additional window mirror lock controls, of course, and a bigger speaker. Now, as far as the seat adjustments, we have the power adjustment with the lumbar support. The lumbar is back and forth only, so no up and down. Slightly more bolster seats as far as the fronts are concerned, and on the left hand side we have plenty of buttons, so let's take a look and see what they do. Parking brake. Here is your transfer case control, so auto 2-wheel drive, 2 high, 4 low, different modes. Now we have the light control in here, and the dimmer for the instrument cluster, 360 camera, parking sensor. We have the automatic start stop feature. You turn off the traction control hill descent assist, and then we have the lane keep assist as well as the tow gain on the left hand side. So plenty of buttons here. Let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. Starting with the sound of the closing door from the inside. Boom. Nice and solid, not gonna lie. And this is the interior of this 2026 Chevy Tahoe LS, a base trim. Yes, it still comes with the large screens with a new interior. We're going to actually start on the right-hand side, so you have this large grab handle helping you to get in the vehicle, simulated wood grain, a softer touch material right here on this dashboard, a large vent, and then this 17-inch screen. Steering wheel, kind of small, but actually it feels good to the touch. It's the right thickness. We have some stitching on the inside. Pedal shifters on the left hand side. You have the cruise control. You also have the low gear. So first we need to shift to drive in order to do that. I don't see the adaptive cruise control. Yeah, it is. The gap adjusts of the adaptive cruise control. So on the right hand side we have the voice control, media, and then you have the different settings, different screens, what's going on in the instrument cluster. Right now it says that the fuel level is low. I know that, so let's dismiss that. And then here is one of the screens. Let's go back and see what else we have. So this is like the minimal one. This is probably my favorite one, or actually I like the regular, the standard one as such. So good looking screens. We have all the information, and now we have that transfer case to show you that it's in 2-wheel drive. And switch that to 4 high if I wanted to, switch that to 4 low depending on what you want, or I switch it to auto, and then the car's going to decide whether it needs the 4-wheel drive or not. As far as the different modes, that actually shows up on the side, but we have normal, sport, off-road, tow, and whole modes. So these are the modes that are available, you know, switching it on the left hand side of the steering wheel. Back to the instrument cluster. Let's move on. One more screen that we have is you have the ability to put the navigation in the instrument cluster, so you don't have to take your eyes and move your head to the right in order to look at it, and it still gives you the speed that you're going with and all the important stuff. Now on the right hand side, it shows you nobody's wearing the seat belt. Okay, so that's important, right? And then moving on to this large screen. First of all, some people say, well, I don't want the screen at all. Well, there's a power button on top. Push that power button, and then you can turn this screen off if you want to. All it's going to have is the date and time. Display is off. Double tap the display to turn it back on. Now, here's your power knob, or actually, here's your volume knob, I should say, that allows you to control the volume of it. And then we're not going to begin the registration, but this is a Google derived infotainment system. We've seen it on pretty much all of the newer Chevys. So we have a bunch of apps: vehicle status, my Chevrolet, Google Assistant, Play Store, camera. Let's take a look at this. This is important. Standard overhead side and hitch. Those are the options that you have on the camera. Good quality. Kind of wish that they stretched it out. Do they stretch it while they put it in reverse? No, it just shows up the trajectory lines. Okay, well, they're active, but I kind of think that this is a missed opportunity to have it on the entire screen. They, of course, have the ability to see the front camera, rear camera, and then sides if you wanted to. I'll put it in park, and then let's see what else we have. Trailering, settings, auto park assist, climate, Wi-Fi hotspot, recordings, audio, maps, phone. What's the recordings? Record vehicle cameras using a compatible USB drive. While active, the status bar will display a recording icon with a large red dot. It's your responsibility to follow all applicable privacy and safety laws in your area. So I don't have the USB 3 with a 64 gigabyte capacity, but it looks like you can have basically your dash cams, or not as much of a dash cams as the cameras that are recording front and back. Okay, now what else we have? Different contents, settings. So these are the shortcuts for settings: camera, auto park assist, rear, automatic braking, see more controls, doors and windows, drive and park. Lots of customization as far as the radio, AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, USB, news. Here's your navigation. Love the Google Maps. Okay, first time anybody ever looked at it. Okay, looks good. Takes up the entire screen. Why couldn't the camera take up the entire screen like this? Anyways, okay. And of course, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. These are standard, both of them wireless. I'm going to turn on the display. I tapped it. Okay. So at the bottom right here, you have the temperatures, and you can set it up through here. You can control your temperature and the climate control, or you can control it through these knobs at the bottom. So dual zone climate control, the third zone is in the back. So automatic, you can turn it on or off. Fan speed, simple. Okay, no heated seats, no ventilated seats as far as this model is concerned. Right here we have more storage. Okay, do we have the wireless charging pad? Not on this one, but we have the USB type C, USB type A, 2 cup holders, and a lot more storage with an additional 2 USB ports. But look at the storage size. You can fit 5-gallon bucket in here. Well, that's an exaggeration, but a large storage. Up on top you have this tiny mirror, and this is not a digital mirror. So moving back here, the only other thing you have is the LED lights, and of course your OnStar, etc. So as far as the visors, we have the mirrors with illumination. No sunroof on this one, so that completes the interior tour of this 2026 Chevy Tahoe LS. Let's talk pricing, take it for a spin. Well, as far as the pricing, at the time of this filming on Chevy's website, we only have 2025 Chevy Tahoe pricing. Now, what I have, I was able to find it on the Car and Driver website, and it is pretty close to what I see on the sticker. So the base LS, it's 63,400. So this one says 63,495. So about $95 difference between. And this particular one that I'm sitting in right now has the 22-inch high gloss black multi-spoke wheels. It also has the Dark Essential package and the Max Trailering package with the destination charge of $2,595. We have a total MSRP on this one that I'm sitting in right now at $70,275. Now the next package is the LT, and it goes to 66,495 RST, 71,495 Z71, 73,495 Premier at 78,395, and the High Country is the highest trim level, 83,495. Worth mentioning that there are 3 different powertrain options available for the 2026 Tahoe. This is the base one, the 5.3 liter V8 with 355 horsepower. We also have on the higher trim, or the highest trim level, we have the 6.2 liter V8 available. We also have the 6-cylinder diesel that is available, and that's an inline 6. So depending on which trim you choose, you have to go to their website configuring it, because there are plenty of options to choose from. Now let's take this one for a quick spin and see how it drives. One thing you'll notice right away, how roomy this vehicle is. Yes, it is a large SUV. It's based on the Silverado frame, and it shares the powertrain components with the Silverado. Now, of course, it's a larger sibling. The Suburban is an extended version of it, but they've been around for many, many years, and people who have one usually go and get another Tahoe. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is the only manufacturer that uses a V8 as a standard engine option. I don't think there's even an option on the Ford. They're only available the 6. Also, same thing with the new Grand Wagoneers now, because there's no longer going to be a Wagoneer, but the Grand Wagoneers are going to be the 6-cylinder high output engines. The other large SUVs in that class would be the Nissan Armada, which went to a 6-cylinder, and a Toyota Sequoia that's also a 6-cylinder. So if you are a displacement / cylinder person and you like to have your V8s, this is the only option available. And the 5.3 liter, you know, tried and true, it had some issues in the past, and everybody who owned one know what they where they worked through it, and for the most part it is a great engine choice. 10-speed automatic transmission, not bad as well. Now I think that Tahoe is gonna pull from the customer base that normally would go for the Traverse, since the Traverse went to a 4-cylinder, and they also had a bunch of problems with their powertrains, among other things as well. So I think that's going to pull from that. Now, it is a more expensive vehicle, don't get me wrong. The Traverse starts in the 40s, in the low 40s, and it can go up to about $60,000. This one starts at about 63, but depending on what you need it for. If you need a large SUV, all of them are going to be in that $60,000 to $80,000 range. Unfortunately, I mean, yes, they're not inexpensive. Nothing is anymore, guys. I wish those cars were $20,000 cheaper as well. I don't make them, I don't build them, I don't sell them. So that's another thing. If you're looking for a price, I'm including the phone number and the website link in the description of this video. You need to contact the dealership directly to see what kind of discounts that you can get, if they have any, what kind of financing options and all that stuff. So yeah, that's not up to me, and I don't benefit anything if you purchase it or not. So let's be honest, especially like in the comment section. I mean, don't be rude, of course, but you can certainly voice your opinion and let me know what you like and what you don't like about this vehicle. Now, as far as driving it, it's not bad. I like that it's square, so you can see clearly where the corners are on this vehicle. And as far as the blind spots, let's move around a little bit. There's a little bit blind spots. I mean, the pillars are kind of thick, but they they must be on the vehicle itself. I think the best one as far as the visibility from the interior is actually the Wagoneer, which is my kind of least favorite of the large SUVs, but it's got the best visibility from the interior. But this one is not bad. Of course, it has this nice and smooth acceleration that you won't get out of the turbocharged either V6 or inline six. It's a little bit different, right? I mean, it has this kind of a familiar feel without this slingshot approach like you see when the turbo spools up and then it kind of shoots you up like in a slingshot. That's what I call it. And then don't get me wrong, I've driven the inline sixes and the V6s, and I've rented both of them, the Wagoneer and the Expedition, recently on my business trip, so those videos are up. I was really impressed with the amount of power that they get. But still, it is a different power delivery than it is on this. The 10-speed automatic transmission doesn't seem like he has problem hunting for gears or anything like this. So again, is this the best large SUV on the market? I have this open road ahead of me and a stop right here. We are at 0 miles per hour. Let's punch it. Whoa. And 50, and that's about as far as we can go here. So yeah, is it something that's gonna put you back in the seat? No, but it is an adequate acceleration. It is fast enough to merge with traffic, keep up with the upcoming traffic. Now, one thing we didn't talk about is the gas mileage, and that is 15 and 19, so 17 miles to a gallon. Yeah, it is a large SUV, 7,600 pounds is the weight of it. Yeah, it's gonna drain gas, whatever you put in it. It's got 24-gallon gas tank capacity at 17 average. You do the math what the range is gonna be. Definitely something to consider when you're looking at one. I think it would be really good if they went just over that 20 miles to a gallon threshold, keeping this size of an engine. I don't even know if that's possible. Let me know what you guys think about it. Oh, this is the 2026 Chevy Tahoe LS. Is this the best value large SUV on the market? You let me know. Thanks for watching. I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you learned one or two things about this brand new vehicle. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more automotive content, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.